Hey everyone, so today I spent the day testing out AgencyPro. So it's a really interesting client portal tool. It's for agencies with productized services that have a lot of clients because it helps you manage that whole relationship. So to me, I view this kind of like as a buffer between the agency and the client because it collects all of your clients' requests and questions, and you could use this tool to sell your productized services without needing like any personal sales calls or handholding. So if your agency is very low touch, then this tool could be a good option. But there are a few quirks here and there that you need to be aware of. By the way, if you're looking for the best business software, I've been compiling a list of the ones that I use and recommend in this Notion spreadsheet. I'm also in the process of adding all the best Black Friday deals in here as well. So if you want free access to this Notion doc, just click the link down in the description. Okay, so AgencyPro is on sale as a lifetime deal on AppSumo. It starts at $59 for license tier 1, and it goes up to $800 for license tier 5. Now, I think tier 1 is kind of useless because they basically lock you out of all of these features here, and I highlighted the ones that I think are the most important. So if you want to sell credit-based and hourly services, you would need to grab tier 2 or higher. And if you want your portal and your emails to be branded with your own company logo and custom domain, then you would need to grab tier 3. Now, the branding features I think are what make AgencyPro unique. Okay. And also the webhooks are important as well. So if you want to push information to other third-party software, you would need to grab tier 3. Also, depending on how many businesses you have, you want to grab one that has enough workspaces as well. Okay, so this is the AgencyPro dashboard. So as you could see, it has my company name and my colors. This is the agency view. Okay, so you could view at a glance how many client requests you have. So these are essentially services that your clients buy from you. You could view how many active clients you have, how much money you're making, how many requests are being completed, and how much money you're making over time. So again, I think this tool is best for companies that have productized services. That's where you'll spend the bulk of your time, is in this services section. You can list out all of the services that you offer. There's top-up options, add-ons, even discount coupons as well. So if you go to their use cases on their homepage, so if you are a design agency, but more specifically, maybe if you focus on something more niche, like logo design, and all you focus on is designing logos for various local businesses, this tool could be great. Now for digital marketing, again, if your company is very niche and very productized, I think this could work. But I think a lot of digital marketing agencies out there, a lot of their offerings are very unique to the businesses that they serve. So if it's hard for you to productize your services, I think digital marketing agencies might find it hard to fully use all the features of this tool. Video editors, I think they could use this. Photographers, I think is great. So you can have services maybe for like portrait photos you shoot for your customers. Maybe if you specialize in like morning shoots or evening shoots, you can have your clients purchase those packages inside AgencyPro. So if you have very narrow, clear-cut services, this will be good. So I created 2 services here. So I have SEO management and content strategy. So your services can be 2 types, okay? So it can be a one-time service or a recurring service. So let's say maybe we are a photographer. So maybe it'll be like a one-time service, right? Maybe portrait shots. Now we are in step 2 where we add all of our service information. So you add your service name, so portrait photos, and then a description. You can format the text in the description if you want, like make it bold, underlined, or italicized. Now, unfortunately, I think I am coming across a bug. So the bullet points it for some reason isn't showing up here. And also the numbered list is not showing up, but you can add a link. Now for the code, you can make it into this format. For the quotations, it's not doing anything. So you will come across a few bugs like this throughout the tool. You can also add a service image if you want to. And then you are in step 3 where you have 3 different types of pricing. So there's a standard, time-based, or credit-based. I know a lot of photographers, they charge by like buckets of hours. So maybe it's like time-based. So you can charge, like $99 for 5 hours of shoot time. You can add a purchase limit here. So if you are like a solopreneur and you don't have a lot of time, then you can limit this to maybe like up to 10, for example. You can also choose how to allocate requests for this service. So either a fixed amount or hours based. So if it's hours based, you can see the max concurrent requests can be, like maybe 3, or fixed amount. You can see number of requests could be, 5, for example. And then for this service, you can make it as a default and also show it in your catalog. And I'll show you how that looks like in a moment. And then for people to request this service from you, you need to have them fill out a form. So you can ask for anything essentially for your clients. So, maybe like their name, their email, like a description of what they are looking for, so on and so forth. Now, in terms of the field types, you have text input, a text area, rich text editor, a drop-down, checkbox, radio button, and also you can have them upload files as well. And then you can also add FAQs about your service. So that's essentially how you create a service for your agency. You also can offer top-up options as well. So when someone purchases like one of your main services, you can offer these kind of like order bumps. So for my SEO management, I added like website speed optimization and blog post optimization. Both of these top-ups are hourly, and this is how long I will work for these 2 top-ups, and then this is the price as well. You can also add add-ons. So these are kind of like order bumps as well. So here I have like content syndication, where I can share my clients' blog articles on social media, and I can offer like Google Business Profile Management. And then, these are the prices for these 2 add-ons. And then the billing type is recurring, and it's tied to services. Okay, so when they purchase SEO management, they can add these 2 add-ons. Now, for people to purchase all of this, you need to create an order form. You could view your stats of the order form in this view. Now to edit it, there's like 3 parts here. So there's build, settings, and conditions. Again, this is like the order form. So you can have multiple steps in your form. You can preview it. So this is a desktop view. So here I have, select your services. So I have 2 main services, right? So SEO management, which is monthly, and also content strategy, which is a one-time purchase of $500. So to add these 2 services, you basically drag the radio button group over into this column. So if you open up the dropdown, you can label your services, and then you add your selected services in here. Okay, so you need to create your services first, and they will be showing up here. So if you click on select services, you could see I selected these 2 services. And then you can also add an additional step as well. So maybe if you want like a checkbox group, you can add that there and label it and then select your services like this. So when building out this form, it looks clean, the UI, but it's actually a little kind of hard to get used to. I think because the UI is very light, like it's light gray on top of a white background, it's kind of hard to see what exactly is what. So I really wish they kind of improved the UI and made it much more user-friendly. So you could basically drag and drop these services. One thing I'm also noticing is that you can't really drag services into step 1 like you could see here. So I basically think that each step can have just 1 of these services. Now in terms of input, you can add these inputs into your form. So maybe a short answer, and I think you need to create another step and drag that into that step. Okay, so this is the short answer step. Let's just say short answer here. So that is my step 3, and then content as well. So you can add rich text, image, a divider, testimonial, and FAQs. You can also update the settings of this form. So this is the form title. I actually need to update this. So I'm going to say SEO order form. The status is enabled, and you can choose how services should be handled when purchased through this form. So when someone makes a purchase, the only option here is to add services, purchase to client stock, and create a request. Okay, and I'll show you how that works. So when someone purchases a service, it'll become a request. Then you can go into conditions. So you can create conditional logic to show or hide fields based on user input. So if like field 2 equals a specific value, then you can show or hide a different field in your form. So once you are done with building it out, updating the settings and the conditions if needed, you can preview it. So for step 1, I can say, like SEO management, and then go to the next step. And here I am noticing a lot of errors. So no services have been configured. It's basically saying that multiple times. So I do need to go back and fix step 2. And then this is step 3, right? That short answer. And then they can submit their order, and then it'll turn into a request for your agency. Now, the one thing I really like about AgencyPro is the fact that you can offer discount coupons. So I created a coupon here, 100 off. So it's 100% off, and the usage limits are unlimited. So I really like how you can set various usage limits for your coupons. So it could be like a percentage off or a fixed amount, and applicable services. So you can apply it to specific services you offer, and also the redemption details. So this is really cool. So you can limit to one use per customer, limit number of uses in total, set an expiration date, apply to paid trials, and then, make it active. So I really like these options for the discount coupons. Now the catalog is essentially kind of like your sales page. So it lists out all of your services here. Now, one quirk I'm noticing on this sales page is here. So for some reason, my business name is white on a white background. So this looks kind of off. And I think overall, this services page doesn't look all that great to me. I think if you have a lot of services listed out here, it'll look more full. So if you have a lot of productized services in your agency, that's where I think this tool will shine. But if you just have like a couple here, I don't think this really looks all that great. So if a customer were to come here, they can purchase any of your services. They'll click on purchase, and then they'll go to this order form. So this is the service details. So you can ask for specific things from this service here. And this is a service summary on the top right. You can add a promo code like 100 off and apply that. So now it is applied. So you can see here it's 0. So pretty cool. And then the billing address is right over here. So this form is what they would fill out to actually make a purchase and pay you. You can also show off your previous work in portfolio. So here you can create a portfolio. So I added this one bit of work that my company did. So improved dental website rankings. So it's published. If you go here, click on edit, you can edit the portfolio. So this is the title, the description. You can add a featured image, so your work. So if you are a photographer, a graphic designer, you can add your featured work right here. You can add the client information, project details, and images. So I think this images is where you would show your work actually, and then linked services. So you can link this portfolio to specific services that you are selling. Now, this is my SEO management checkout page. I want to show you the FAQ section. So you can add an FAQ section for your services. You can also format the text, like add bold, make it italicized, underlined. This one should have bullet points, but I was having issues adding bullet points. So this is my SEO management service. So it is a recurring service. Okay, so let me show you like basically what I added here. So my name, the description, service image. So I did add a service image and it looks, let's see. So it's not showing up. So that is a bug. But you did see it earlier, and let's go to next. So it's a standard pricing type. It's $1,000 monthly, and these are the form fields. So these form fields are basically listed out right here. Okay, so these are the service details. So all of the information that you would need from your client to make sure you are servicing them correctly. And then this is what I want to show you. So the FAQ section. So I added 3 FAQs. So on the checkout page, you see 3 FAQs here. Now, in terms of the bullet points, I was having an issue. So if I, highlight this, click on the bullet points, it's not showing up for whatever reason. If I highlight everything, click on it, nothing happens. So that is a bug that I wanted to show you. It looks like it's adding more spaces on the bottom here. So just wanted to show you that quirk. Okay, so that is the services section, the bulk of this tool. So whenever someone purchases a service, it'll go into your requests. So it'll look like this. So someone purchased my SEO management. So we can open this, and then this is like my client's information, any attachments that were uploaded. And inside this request view, you can add comments here. So the client can add comments and the agency can add comments. So I can reply back to this client and say, I can call you in the afternoon. I can attach a file if I want to, then click on add comment. And now the client will be able to see this comment. In terms of like the project management features, that's listed out on the right-hand side. So the date, the following users, so who should be following this request. So like who's responsible for this, credits consumed. So this one, I think if you have a service that consumes credits, this is where you can set that up right over here. And then this is the status. So it is submitted. The priority is medium. Assignees, I can assign this to my team, and I can add tags as well. So I can add something like SEO, then click on create and click on this tag to assign it to this specific request. There's also other sections in here. So you could go into the details of the request. So all of these details do come from the form that you create. Okay, so you can basically ask anything you want, and then those details will be added here. And then any files that are uploaded will be added here. Timesheets. Now this is important because that's tied to the time tracking, okay? So if you get tier 1, you will not be getting, the time tracking, credit-based services, hourly services. But if you have tier 2 or higher, you will be able to access like this timer. So if you want to, begin working and track your time, you can click on start timer, and then it'll start running. And then you can, stop it and then give it a description, mark it as billable. You can add a tag as well. Then click on stop timer. And here you go. So you have a list of all the total time tracked for this specific request. And then any notes. So I added some notes here. So one important thing would be, maybe login credentials. So you can, maybe add the website login credentials here for people to take a look at, and payments as well. So if they made payments for this request, it'll be added here. Now for tickets, these are support tickets. So these are kind of like more specific questions or issues related to requests. Okay, so as a client, I did add this support ticket, like for example, I just said, I cannot access my site. Description, please help me. You can add a reply here. I can say, I will work on it. Click on send reply. Also, by the way, I will show you how the client can view and update their portal on their end. So again, we are still on the agency side, okay? And for the ticket, you can set the status as open, in progress, so on and so forth, and the priority as well. And then you can add any following users and assignees to this specific ticket. So this is where like the project management comes into play. Now for users, so you can add clients here. And this is important because if you want them to get access to your own portal, then of course you need to invite your clients. And this is where you will be able to add your clients. So you can have individual clients or client organizations. So for example, I have Smile Dental. So maybe one of my clients is a dental office. And in that office, maybe I have 3 people that I communicate with. So I can invite those 3 people. They can have their own logins to access my agency's portal. Now to add a client, you basically just fill out this form here, and you can send an invitation email. So this will allow them to set up their account and password. So if you want your invitation email to be branded, that will be possible starting at Tier 3. Now, internally, you can invite your team. So this is where you would be able to invite your team. And in terms of communication with your internal team and your clients, it will be added into the messages here. So this messages feature, I think is, it works. It's pretty bare bone. It's very, very simple. So I'm communicating with one of my clients here. So he said, "Hi Ken, I need help with my website." So I can reply back and I can say, "What do you need?" And so I can communicate with my client inside my portal like this. And then I could view all of the invoices. So I have 2 invoices. This is my total revenue, amount paid, outstanding amount, so on and so forth. And these are all of my reports. So requests report here, reviews report. So this is client feedback on completed requests. I'm noticing a minor issue here. So it says start providing feedback on completed requests, requests, period. So there's 2 requests here. So as you can see, this tool definitely needs a lot of polish. It clearly is kind of like a newer tool on AppSumo, okay? And then average response time, and then timesheets as well. Now to create a new workspace, you can click here, you can click on create a workspace and give it a name, a description, give it a primary color, and give it a workspace logo. So currently I just have one workspace, that's my company lead tagger. So if I want to go into there, click on view and I'm back in the main dashboard. Okay, now let me show you the client view. So this is the login page to your portal. So as you can see, it is branded. So I can put the email and password, click on login. So now I'm in the client side of the portal. So as you can see, the dashboard is a little different, right? So these are total requests that are pending, invoices that I've paid, how many credits I have, how much I've spent with this company, recent requests, recent invoices. So if I go to requests here, I submitted this one here. I can add a new request by clicking here. And I did add a limit. So I can only request one time. So I cannot request SEO management again because this is a monthly service. So they could just purchase it one time, right? So it makes sense that I can't request this again. Now for tickets, if I have any complaints, any issues, I cannot access my site, I can create a ticket for the agency and have them work on it. And I just basically fill out this form. And then if I want to purchase any of the agency's services, I could go in here to the catalog and maybe say, for example, I want to purchase a content strategy. I'll go into this checkout page. This is the image. Service details. This is a summary. So you'll notice here, maximum 1 unit can be purchased in a single transaction. So it's nice that they do limit you. You can add that parameters, and then you can add a promo code, payment methods. I didn't add my Stripe, so that's why I don't think this is working, but you can connect your payment gateway, billing details, and then you can submit the order. So when you submit the order and make a purchase, it'll go into your requests, okay? And then for portfolio, for some reason, nothing is happening. So I click on portfolio, nothing is happening. So that is a bug. Organization, so this is another bug. So access denied. Only organization owners can access this page, but I'm a client, so I'm not sure why it's still linked here. And messages, so look, I got a message from the agency. He said, "What do you need?" And then I can reply back. Invoices are here and storage. And this is an add-on. So this is the YouTube add-on. And I'll show you how you can add this. So I just added a link to one of my recent YouTube videos. So it's basically, it fills up the whole section here. Not exactly sure how this is helpful, but you can add, a YouTube video and link it in the left-hand navigation for your clients. So let me show you those add-ons. So I'm back in the agency dashboard. So if I go to workspace settings, this is where you can update all of your settings. Okay, so workspace information, your branding, so you can add your logos, your theme colors, your workspace URL. Now, when it comes to translations, so I know a lot of you might be asking about translations. So you can override default text with custom translations. Okay, so I don't think it's automatic. You need to manually translate things. So groups help organize translations, use existing groups to override default text, or create custom groups for new translations. So add-ons, available keys and add-ons, title. So you can select from any of these drop-downs, or you can type in a new group name or custom key. So this is the text. So I think there's up to 3 languages: English, Spanish, and French. So you can enter the translation text right here. So not exactly sure exactly how this works. So I think maybe you need to basically translate every single one of these from my understanding. So it will translate into these languages. Next is integrations. So these are the 3 third-party integrations you can connect. There's also webhooks. Okay, now I want to show you this. This is important. So if you want to create a webhook, you give it a name, the webhook URL, and these are all of the events that you can pass to that third-party tool. So if a client was created, updated, or deleted, these are all of the requests, all of the services, tickets, organizations, invoices, payments. I think the most important part would be the invoices and especially payments, comments, reviews, order forms, subscriptions, messages, and team events. So I really want to show you this list of events that you can pass through. Okay, now the modules. So these are the modules that you can enable or disable. So maybe, for example, maybe you don't want like support tickets, you can disable that. So that feature won't be added to your workspace. Now for navigation, okay, this is what I wanted to see here. So for client sidebar, organization, this is what was giving me that 403 error. So I need to toggle that off so organization doesn't show in the client sidebar. So I really like how you can enable the visibility for all of these for both team and clients. And then for the extensions, like I said earlier, I did enable the YouTube extension. So it's basically you can just add a YouTube video, but let me show you the other extensions. So you can add Calendly, Airtable, a custom iframe. This is good. So you can basically add many types of different other tools into AgencyPro. You can add an external link, Google Sheets, Typeform, Jotform, and of course you did see YouTube. And notifications. So these are email templates. So this will get sent out when a new service request was submitted, request updated by clients. And so basically all of these emails can be sent out and you can edit how those emails look like. So here is where you can update the subject, the body, you can add merge tags here, and you can preview it over here. So this is how the email will look like. Now let me show you how those emails look like. So request assigned, SEO needed. It says your request has been assigned to a team member. Let me go to another one. New request assigned, request updated by client, SEO needed. Images in this message are hidden, appears suspicious. So not good how there's this warning from Gmail, but I'm going to click on show images. Okay, so now we could see the logo here. So these are how the emails look like, okay, just so you have an idea. And to help your clients get used to the tool or know how to use the tool, you can set up the onboarding. And lastly, you can set up the roles and permissions. So you can set up specifically what permissions are assigned to your admin, the client, and also your team member.